Do you want to make over $100 per hour? Because I'm going to show you on this video a simple website where you can do this. And the best part is you don't need any money to start, no college degree. Literally, the only thing you need is an internet connection. One of the big things that I'm getting a ton of questions about is Billy, the things you're showing, these money making strategies. The problem is that you can't do it from anywhere in the world, right? So it's only available to the USA. So I'm going to be showing you a way that you can take advantage of this same money making system to make $2 every 60 seconds or over $100 per hour at times using these strategies from anywhere in the world. So the website that I'm going to be over today is called Validately. And so the reason that I actually chose this website is because they're really, really legit, right? There's a lot of scam websites out there. There's a lot of terrible information. There's a lot of people trying to push you down the wrong path to do service and all the scammy stuff, right? Validately is cool because they don't pay you in gift cards like most of these services do. They actually pay you in PayPal cash, right? So it's actual real money, which is a big benefit, right? The other big benefit is these guys partner with some massive companies like Google, Amazon, and Microsoft, right? So you know that they're legit. So we're gonna click right here where it says get paid to test, and then we're gonna set up our account, right? It's gonna ask you some questions, right? Like what type of mobile device you have, what type of computer you own, because the point of this site is user testing and usability, right? A lot of these big tech companies that have like unlimited budgets who just pay crazy amounts of money, out to get their apps and the websites and things, they need it tested by real people. So what you do is you come in and you actually help test these products and help test these simple apps and websites to make sure that the usability and the user flow is on point, right? So you have to tell them what type of device you own, what type of computer you own, and then they're going to assign you specific tasks and tests is what they call it. And then they're going to pay you for each, 5-minute test that you'll get assigned, up to $10. So, since you're going to be making $2 every 60 seconds. So as you actually fill out the questionnaire to kind of get started and create your account on Validately, one of the important things is if you're watching this from another country outside of the USA, what you have to do is, I believe is question 11 or 12, you have to use what's called a VPN, right? A virtual private network. So, it basically tells your computer to show your IP address as being inside of the United States, right? So, use VPN. The one that many people use is called NordVPN, but there's a lot of freebie VPNs out there that'll make your computer's IP address show that it's inside the United States, right? So then in question 11 or 12, where they detect your location, it'll detect your location as being inside the USA, which means that you will be eligible to actually start doing usability tests, right? So for everybody, who's constantly commenting, on my videos, I went into a lot of detail to find that specific thing for you guys to make this available for you all, even if you're outside of the USA, to make, sometimes over $100 per hour was this, if you know how to do it correctly. So once you sign up, you're going to get an email from Validately that's going to show you, how to actually set up your account in the dashboard and things like that. And then what's going to happen is you're going to get emails from Validately, every day or often, that's going to actually assign you an amount of money for an amount of time to do a task, right? Some tasks, they'll give you $10 for 10 minutes of your time. Some tasks, they'll give you $10 for 15 minutes of your time, So I've seen tasks giving you $75 for 30 minutes of your time, which is actually making more than $2 every 60 seconds. So it varies depending on the actual task, right? But you're going to get emails like every day that, emails that look like this, where you're actually going to be able to sign up for those tasks and actually start earning money. You can start getting money sent directly to your PayPal account. And remember, when you actually are filling out your actual questionnaire, these questions matter, right? Don't just skip through them, because what they actually send you as far as projects that you can qualify for, oftentimes it depends on what you choose for these answers, right? So if you have an iPhone, they'll send you iPhone tests, which usually pay a little bit better than Android, right? If you have the Chrome browser, or Firefox browser, or Internet Explorer, all these things matter. So make sure you do fill them out correctly, so that you can get assigned the most profitable actual projects that you are going to be paid for. Multiple dollars, $2 or more, every 60 seconds for some of these. And so let's actually go through some of the questions one by one, just so you guys know kind of like what to choose. And you want to answer honestly, obviously, because they're going to know what kind of mobile phone you have, anyways, and it's not going to be any value to the people paying for it if you're lying about it, right? So I have an iPhone, and if you also have an Android, you can maybe make a second account with an Android if you want it. You know, so you can actually have two possible opportunities to actually get paid and get these jobs. And a lot of what comes down to actually getting these jobs and making upwards of $100 per hour is understanding what we're going to talk about in a second. So what type of computer do you own? I'm gonna put a Windows 10, male for gender. What year were you born? I don't want to say it out loud, because I'm a little old. What's your level of education? We're gonna put college graduate. What's your employment status? We're gonna put unemployed. We're unemployed CEOs. What's your annual household income? For this one, right, I'm not exactly sure what this actually determines from their perspective. So, you want to just answer honestly. We're going to put over 125K per year, but, answer honestly. What's your full name? So you put your full name, then you put in your email address. And then you want to put your PayPal email. So obviously make sure you get this one correct, because this is how you're actually going to get paid, which is the most important part of all of this. And then you choose your password. And then question number 13 is, what time zone do you live in, right? So you're going to click this button that says detect my location. But if you are outside of the USA, right, to qualify for the most lucrative, the most profitable actual jobs for this site, you have to make sure that you have a VPN. You have a VPN on that shows your IP, your computer's location, as being inside of the United States, or else you're not going to be able to actually qualify for these projects that are going to be able to make you, $2 every 60 seconds, $10 for 5 minutes, and I've even seen things like $75 for 30 minutes, right? So really, really, a good way to make a significant amount of money. So as long as you can get the jobs and actually get picked for them, which we're going to talk about in a second, and then all you have to do, click next, say yes, I agree, and then sign up. So once you log into your dashboard, they're going to send you an initial test, something basic and simple. They're going to say go to this website, record your screen for 5 minutes and send, your feedback, advice and opinions about this site, right? So do a good job with this. Be detailed about what you see. Say, I'm logging in now. It makes a lot of sense, right? Kind of explain your thought process about, the button, like the design looks very natural and beautiful. It looks really good. I have no problems logging in, right? The dashboard looks kind of think out loud as you're actually doing this test, because they review this and they give you varying levels of opportunities to be able to make more money if your initial screener, is your initial screener test is of high quality. And so for the most part, that's how it works. This is one of the best ways that I found to make a significant amount of money, especially from the outside the USA. And all that it requires is an internet connection, right? So for some of these, you don't even need a computer. You can do it just from your phone. But the main question that you should be asking yourself is, how do I actually get picked for these, right? Because one of the big things and one of the big problems with actually making money in this in this way is there not being enough tests to go around, because it's such an easy way and such a good way to make money, right? A lot of people are trying to get these same tests. So how do you actually kind of increase your chances of getting a good test? Well, the first thing that you do is what we just talked about, right? Do a really good job for your screener, whatever the screener test that they give you when you first log in. Recording your screen for 5 minutes, recording your thoughts. Put some real time and effort into that. Maybe write it out. Be explicit. Give actual data that you think that they are gonna want and actually find value from. And if you don't know how to do that, look up how to do UI testing correctly, right? Into Google. It's just another thing that you can teach yourself. Submit a really good actual screener test to them, or if you're already inside of the USA. So the second thing that you need to do is make sure that you make the most possible profit in the shortest amount of time is using Validately. And so the second and probably more important thing is how Validately actually distributes these tests is they send out an email saying, we have this new test. You're going to earn $10 for 15 minutes or $10 for 5 minutes or $75 for 30 minutes, right? They send these emails out, and then literally the person who actually clicks the email and clicks the link first is the one who generally has the highest chance of getting that project, especially if they submitted a good screener test, right? They're in the USA, and they're doing good quality work, right? So what you want to do is you want to have push notifications on for your email. You want to mark those emails as important. So as soon as Validately sends that email, right, you're immediately logging in and you're clicking that you want that test, right? And you're going to be assigned more tests this way, especially if you're doing higher quality work and you use a VPN inside the USA, or if you're already inside of the USA. And if you want to make even more money, the best way to do it is to stack multiple different websites that allow you to get paid to do these user testings, right? And so the best way to do that is to check out the video in my description, how to make $30 per hour by just watching videos. It's another site that you can use that I've tested. It's totally legit, and you can actually make even more money than you already will from Validately by checking out the video in the description, how to make $30 per hour watching videos. And I'll see you there. Take care.